What's going on? What's going on? Bird is here, bringing you the last OneHive Prime War Recap versus Vietnam Pro. And I apologize in advance. It's hasn't been a lot of anti-3 bases, or I would say equal matchups over at the Primates, but they do deserve some recaps because there's some great attackers there. And I was too late. There was a war against Ghosts or something like that that had some really nice Town Hall 10 attacks that were non-bowler or spam miners in nature, but unfortunately I was a day too late. So for this one I did my best to salvage what I felt were some decent replays to show, including a 5 lightning, which if we thought that's dead, it's still around. Let's go ahead and cut right into it. Left hand side, I'm sorry, what OneHive Prime did, they 3-starred all the 9, business as usual. Alright, and then they left, looks like 1, 2, 3 Town Hall 10s and 2 Town Hall 11s left to double, with 2 Town Hall 11s. In fact, I think that might be a 4th. And then on the left hand side, 2 Town Hall 11s, doubled. I believe Gia is nope, these are 10s. And they left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Town Hall 10s untripled, but they really fell short on the 9s. Just a lot on the board left over on the bottom here. There you go. So 34 to 21 3-stars. That's the commanding victory. And let's, without further ado, let's get down right into it. I got a Vaholo, basically on 22. There's my little Kalani. I love you. Sorry, kid. 22. We got Lukitu. So I'm gonna pause on the army comp. I looked at this and I'm like, is this a holo? And then I saw Valks in the picture. I was like, a Vaholo. So yeah, what I really liked about this as we push play is we talk about no-canned armies and customizing your army to fit the base. This is a great example. Everything had a purpose and everything did its job, and it was just really well executed, the way how he chose his army composition specifically for this base, hand tailored. So we're going to zoom in here as his walk starts. He's going to open up the wall, get rid of 2 air defense the walk, as she'll shoot over to get that one. And the sweepers are facing this way, right? So he's going to have take away some of the air defenses that will cover the left, send his loons from the left, and his Valks and Hogs from the right. I just thought that was so clever. So Walk charges on in, greets the CC with some poison, rages her up. She's sitting pretty here. And she'll, after she kills this archer tower, she'll work her way down towards this. So as she beats through that, here comes the miniature, the BK as a tank first. Start that funnel. Leaves the trash building for those Valkyries. CC Valks as well, but they do walk on him towards the right because he was using the wall breakers from the CC to open up the wall. Jumps on in, and then now the Valks will take care of pretty much all this section. And then the loons. Watch how he deploys his loons too. So Valks are taking care of all the other air defenses, threats to the loons, and get the queen as she hops the wall and the Larry traps. Look at that. So all those loons coming from the left-hand side, and then Hogs just on the back end for those satellite defenses left up, and then of course on the bottom here. I mean, just really, really excellent attack, hitting it from literally all angles. Everything complemented each other. Healed in the middle just to keep those Valks back up to make sure he did overkill the base, and he bags a few troop space on this as well. As there's nothing but cleanup. We'll fast forward. Actually, I don't want to fast forward. I'm really glad Supercell did not erase the updates for this. Recently, we knew healer nerf. It's not really a direct nerf, but it feels to the troop itself is being nerfed today. Basically, what they're doing is they're going back to the old school, where healers triggered air mines. I think right before I got into Clan Wars, or right about the time I got into Clan Wars, 2 or something years ago, they decided to make healers as we go up to number 17. We got Disel. with a double jump stoned hobo. And this actually, by the way, this army comp, this is probably what's going to be the future for Town Hall 9s. So, but before the update, as he starts his stoned on the bottom here, and he uses it rather than keeping it like a wave, keeping all the 3 tanks in front of him, he uses this as a wide funnel for the 3 golems, and then converging inward. But they're basically, healers are now triggering air mines again. So what does that mean? Well, this is how when they said that it wasn't going to trigger the mines, that's what born or created AQ walks. So believe it or not, we were still able to 3 bases, at least I know without AQ walks, and it's still done commonly today. I usually don't walk that much if I don't have to, because there's just an added layer of something that could go wrong. But I think basically now we're going to see HGHB is dead, because anything that required a lot of use of your healers being in the core, a Velar attack, a queen charge, anything like that, you're not going to have the same ease to clearing the base. Could still work? Sure. Depends on the SAM placement. So yeah, I think ground attacks without healers, such as stoned hobos, is going to be like it. It's going to replace HGHB. So yeah, basically what they did is they were trying to balance the game, but in my opinion, they just really robbed the creativity. Queen walks were not OP. I mean, I've seen plenty of queen walks fail. You still have to have skill to pull it off. The people that don't know how to do queen walks are the ones that complain about it, because they're getting wrecked by it by someone that does know how to use it and executes it flawlessly. So they go to the forums and they complain about it, claiming, oh, it's so OP because they can't do it, they don't understand it or how to stop it. But meanwhile, just not a guarantee. You will fail. I've failed many a walks. I know people watching this will also agree they failed many a walks, but it is what it is. We'll get through the times. As Disel swags out a heal spell on this, when nothing but cleanup, will fast forward. If anybody's really going to feel the impact of this, it's going to be Town Hall 10s. Going back out of this, because, you know, it's Town Hall 10s can still be 3'd, but a good reason of why that happens is because of a queen walk, or healers, just healers in general. Healers on a golem to elongate their lives. But alright, so that's my opinion on it. Coming up here, this is something pretty I wanted to show you. We got Dres on number 6. I'll pause it. Remember this? 5 lightning. Yeah, it's still around, and this was a great idea. Look at why. 5 lightning is going to get a 32 level. I think he might get, no, there's that BK is too beefy. But a level 3 infernal tower, maxed out air defense, and the queen. I'll just stay right here as we pause, because what he's waiting for right about now is he's waiting for the queen to hop back around. 1, 2, 3, drop them now. 1, 2, 3, drop your lights now. Kind of doing that kind of a pattern in his head as she comes around here and drop it now. And that's how you time it out. Good timing. Gets the queen, air defense, and infernal tower. So now he's gonna do get his royals to get the second air defense. And if you look at what's left over after he does this, you got a sweeper blowing this way and a sweeper blowing that way. So if you send your loons, your Lalo part, from this direction, coming from the south, going upward, and then feeding in this way, feeding in that way, feeding in this way, you'll never fight the sweeper. And that's what he does here. He has a haste just in case in the bag. And a poison to help greet the CC as the lure is taking place. Air defense is gone, and he's now walking around clearing out some trash buildings, getting the most that he can, because at the end, when those loons are all done, they're going to have to clean that up as well, because the pups are going to pop way up north. So gets that walk coming around, gets really good value as a BK led walk, gets some trash buildings on the bottom side of this ring, sends in the hound really far side, dragging across the air defenses that might have any SAMs that come up to pose the threat to the loons. takes everything with them. He's got haste to speed him up through this critical junction here, where he's got wizard towers that could really take down a wad of loons quickly, and then most importantly really to get over to this infernal tower because he doesn't have a freeze, but he'll make it over there in time. Back in 2 more hounds on the other air defense. There's no question at this point he is gonna get that done. I just really thought this was something that was forgotten. I mean, on a right base, this thing still kills, and this was the perfect base for it. I sometimes forget to look for this angle. 2 hounds unbusted in the middle. Just really excellent attack. We fast forward and go through the rest of this, nothing but cleanup. That was just something pretty, Dres. I really like that. Nice job. And then to end out the recap, really just looking for variety on this. It wasn't the hardest base in the world, but we're going to have Utfan doing a Town Hall 11 versus Town Hall 11 3-star attack. This was not a fresh hit, but it's a very common common base that I've seen, you know, several ways taken down. Here's your standard mass bowler attacks, and it's a good way to basically say RIP mass bowlers because, well, I shouldn't say mass bowlers, RIP healers, because look at what we were just talking about. How much nowadays with the current meta that you rely upon your queen walk or queen charge to get a portion of your attack done. I mean, the investment on troop space for the healers and the spells is just worth it of what you get and how it starts. So we're going to go back a little bit to the old school where you're going to see more golems on the ground, I believe. Even giants in the CC up there to take up multiple streams because you don't have healers to regenerate some of the life loss on bowlers and such like that. So I still think bowlers and miners are still going to be very much in the picture. You're just not going to see healer versions of them. You're going to see golems versions of them. Yeah, I really don't understand why they did that. They really robbed the creativity. I hope they didn't suck the fun out of the game too much by doing that to the healers, but as he uses the Eternal Tomb ability right around the critical junction of this first Infernal Tower, he's got healers under rage now that bring the golems back up as they greet the second Infernal Tower, and the bounce ends up getting the other maxed Infernal Tower. The Eagle is doing work on his army here, so he's got to swing over to the right, and two bowlers ends up getting that Eagle artillery that is finally going down with this wad of bowlers on the bottom behind healers. There's nothing to stop them now, but this is basically what you're going to see go away. The OP-ness of healers just sustaining the raid all the way through. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the attacks. If it goes to time 2, there's no question that this is going to be a 3, given how many healers he has behind his kill squad and bowlers. They're just going to mow down the rest of the base. So really nice entry plan of attack, Utfan. Really enjoyed this. Nice job, buddy. So that'll do it for this war recap for OneHive Prime. Great job, Primates. Really nice attacks. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you, you gotta be better than a double, and I will check you next time.